Okay, I think it should be the time already, so we can commence. Once more, thank you for joining today's edition. My name is Nolati, and this is AI for HR webinar series. And our goal basically is to just bring more advocacy around how the HR professionals can leverage more on the latest technology around. And aside that, also areas where we can improve ourselves and make more value from the things that we do on a day-to-day basis. And like I always say, or some of the things we've said in the previous edition, HR is the backbone of every organization. As an HR professional, if you don't get to use some of this technology, the employees that you employed would use it. And it will make a lot of sense if we can, yes, it will make a lot of sense if we can find ways to think more and use some of these tools so that we can communicate effectively when we get to interact with our employees. So today's edition, I'm not alone. I'll be introducing our guest speaker in the next couple of minutes. But at the same time, while the sessions, I just want to remind us that it's possible that you can drop down your question. We're going to have Q&A segment where we would open the floor for you to ask questions, and hopefully we can make this as interactive as possible. Also, this is expected to last for about 1 hour, 30 minutes. We may not hit up to that, but the goal is we'll have some time to chat about the current trend within the industry. And aside that, the guest speaker would also have the opportunity to talk to us. Then we'll have time for Q&A. Then also we'll also share how you can be partner with Instinct Hub and also the upcoming programs that we have that you can be a part of. So like I mentioned, my name is Nolati. I'm the founder and CEO of Instinct Hub. So basically what we do at Instinct Hub is we provide technology that enable seamless learning across organization. And we facilitate that through digitization of learning majorly. Our goal is to push every organization up to the point where there's a more accessible knowledge repository where you just take, for instance, you don't need to think too much when you need to hire employees because you know that there's something they can work with. They more or less have the knowledge of the business domain and how their department or their job specifics work. Oftentimes, employing new people sometimes take a lot of work. Research has shown that it takes about roughly almost 250 days to properly onboard new talent. And the thing here is that when you consider this very day, this very moment where you can employ somebody today and in the next maybe 3 months, they tell you that they're going somewhere else. So we help organizations build that knowledge repository in such a way that you can onboard people quickly and also get the best out of them as much as you can. So like I mentioned, for those who are just joining, this edition is basically to give us more idea on how we can leverage more on the trend. We know technology is changing the way we work. And for some of us now, we'll be thinking, okay, what can I do in order to make sense or be more impactful when it comes to how we leverage on technology in the way we work, especially in the HR domain. In the last edition, we had lots of conversation around things, career path that we can take. And the most unique thing about it, our guest speaker, who happens to be the head of learning and management at Nigerian Economic Summit group, gave us various skill sets that we can pick up, especially those who want to venture into the HR domain. And you're wondering, where do you start from? At least you listed about 15 career paths that you can pick from. And I would recommend that we have that edition on our YouTube channel. And for those who joined the previous one can attest to that. So all you need to do is just go to our YouTube channel and search for the HR series. My team are also here to share the link after this very edition so that you can check that as well. So if you're part of this conversation today and you're still struggling with where do you begin, the HR space is very broad. It's very, very broad. There are a couple of things you can pick up, things you can leverage on, but at the end of the day, the question is, do you have the knowledge, you have the exposure to really know what you should even venture into? For some of us, when we think about HR, you just think about hiring and monitoring people sometimes when they get the job done. Haven't listened to that edition. It really opened my eyes to areas where we can leverage on artificial intelligence and how we can become very top-notch in what we do. And having helped several people in this AI journey majorly, and also in the technology space, several things have changed. And I'm giving this overview so that we have a very huge expectation into this edition. Several things have changed. And my advice is very simple. There's really no need for you to panic whether to leave your current role or not, because to be honest, if you don't know how to code right now, learning how to code immediately is very difficult. It's not something you can just switch into. And coding is not just where one can shine when it comes to leveraging on this new technology. What I usually recommend is, do you fully understand the available opportunity within your career path? Take for instance, you are business development experts. Do you really know all the levels available within that space? If you can find out all the available opportunity within that space, you then begin to see that your current job is really broader than what you can imagine. So what I would usually recommend we do in era like this is, what about, let's say every year, you double down more on 2 layers of your current skill sets. So let's say, for instance, when you break down all the available job category within your current domain, maybe there are like 20 levels that you can get to, the maximum level. And you give yourself a target, like, every year I must obtain at least 2 in those ladders. When you look at things in that perspective, the possibility for you to get better at every point in time is very high. So, and that's the approach, because every now and then AI gets better. It's more like a competition. When Anthropic released their own, OpenAI will release theirs, Google will release theirs, and they keep releasing some of these things and they keep getting better. So how about we, as the human, we get to consume some of this technology? Are we personally getting better? That's why we organize series like this to to find ways to ignite the creativity in us as employees, as employers, to find ways to leverage more on the available resources around us and make much impact in our society. So permit me now to welcome our speaker rather. I will just quickly glance through, walk you through our profile as we invite her to walk us through some of our ideas. So our speaker today is Omodolapo Soyemi. She is People and Culture Head and Executive Selection and HR Outsourcing. Dolapo is a seasoned human resource professional with extensive experience in human resources. She's an associate and member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management and licensed human resource practitioner. With a strong background in talent, recruitment and management, performance and reward, training and development, career development planning. Dolapo developed exceptional expertise in providing tailored HR solutions that align with organization's goals. She successfully advised clients across diverse sector, supporting them in addressing a broad range of HR needs, from recruiting, HR audits to strategic workforce planning and other operational HR challenges. Dolapo holds a bachelor's degree in linguistics and Nigerian language from the University of Ado-Ekiti, Ekiti State, Nigeria. Without wasting further time, I think we can show some love, just some emojis, some clap, as we welcome our guest speaker for today. Over to you, Ma. If you have slides to share, just try if you can share it from your end, or if you want me to share it for you, you can as well it to me. Thank you so much. As I hand over the podium to you.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
I don't trust my network this evening. Thank you for having me. I just want to be sure that my network is good. It's been misbehaving all day. Please let me know when you can see my screen. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can.
And we can see your screen. We can see your screen.
You can see me. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, Instinct Up. I was smiling when you were reading that bell. You know, sometimes when people, how would I say it now? When you hear about yourself, you're wondering, is that me? Is that me? Please forget all the hype. I'm just Dolapo. All right. Thank you for having me once again. So it's going to be interactive. It's not, you know, when I saw guest speaker in my mind, I'm like, what are we guest speaking now? It's just discussion. No, is it not a discussion?
Yes,
this
it
one
is.
That you're saying guest speaker. It's a discussion, no, my brother. It's just something that, yes. You know, we are rubbing minds and, you know, we are all professionals here. So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you once again. Okay, I've put together some slides. It's going to be quite short because I really want us to have a discussion. So I'm not very sure of the kind of people we have on the call, but I know that we have HR professionals. It's also possible we have people that are new into the profession and they are wondering, okay, how do I do it? Do I have interest in this? I'd like to start with the fact that HR is very broad, very broad. And, you know, I think I've worked with lawyers since 2014. And so when you meet lawyers, you know, and you ask them, what area of law are you specializing? Most of them will tell you, oh, I don't know yet. I'm still practicing. I just want to know where I'm comfortable, blah, blah, blah. It's almost the same thing with HR. So when you come into HR, you don't know if you be a talent manager. You don't know if you focus on employee performance. You don't know if you focus on this, on that. So it's almost like, let's do everything. I remember when I started HR, I never had the mind that, okay, I want to be a recruiter. Just like Noah said, most of us go into HR is, okay, we'll hire, we fire, we manage you. And, you know, I remember when someone asked me, why do you like HR? I said, oh, I like people. And the person smiled. You know, I didn't understand that smile until after some years. When you interact with people, there are some days that you just feel, God, is there no other profession I can do aside from this human resources? What's happening? Okay, so that's by the way. So today we are focusing on AI in talent acquisition. To start with, what is talent acquisition? You know, redefining how we hire. So some of us on this call, we hire a lot of candidates. Some of us is just, okay, hire one or two. Some of us, we hire thousands. You know, when you put out an advert, within the space of maybe 4 or 5 hours, you are seeing 1,000 applications. You are seeing 2,000, and in your mind, how do I start? What's going on? Where do I even start? All I want to do is hire 5 people. How do I start? What's going on? You understand? Now, that is on one side. What is AI? Artificial intelligence, I don't see it as my own is, I see AI as this thing wants to help my life. I'm a soft girl. I don't like voila. I don't like plenty work. I know there are people that they want to do the hard work. They want to know my head is there, everything is there. Let me use all my power. I admit I am not one of those people. If there's an easy way out, you will find me there. If there's anything that can help me, you will definitely find me there. Some people say it's lazy. I agree. I apologize. Pending when I repent, I will continue to use AI. Now, I've said AI is good now. I've said that it helps. Now, before I go into what, the slides that I have, I also like to mention that no matter the help, sometimes when it's help, it's not a replacement. So because something is, or somebody is helping you, doesn't mean you delegate all your responsibilities to it. And it's the same thing as AI. AI is there to help. AI is there to make your work smarter and faster. That doesn't mean that you now sit and relax. AI is there now, go and do it. You don't cross-check. You don't, it was some months ago that, we had one AI training and the speaker mentioned that AI hallucinates. When I heard it, I said, I don't know what's going on. What do you mean hallucinates? So AI will just sit and form something. In my mind, is that not witchcraft? I'm asking you for help so that I can focus on other things. And you are there. That you're supposed to be artificial intelligence and you are forming things. So that just taught me that no matter how good AI is, you always have to cross-check. You always have to look at what AI has done. AI is there to help us work faster and all of that. I don't know. I'm sure some of us have heard something that happened in Australia. I think that was last week or 2 weeks ago. Deloitte, they got a contract and they used AI for it. And so AI formed some citations, that did not exist at all. It was a big deal. It was as of last week or so, they were asking, I think the company was asking Deloitte to return their money. I don't know, I think they've returned half. So what are we saying? Nobody is a star boy or star girl of AI, right? And I am not one of those people that will tell you, when people say AI will replace your job, I as HR professionals, I am not afraid. There's a limit to what AI can do. AI cannot sit and look at someone's face and say, oh, you look sick. What's the problem? You understand? AI will do the data and all of that. But there are some things that AI will not replace. And so we are going to focus on the ones that AI can do. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can.
Okay. You can hear me. Can you still see my screen? I confess I'm not very used to
Yes, we can.
What's it called? Google Meet. So I don't know. I can't move to the next. Okay, I think I've gotten it now. You can still see my screen, right?
Yes, we can. We can.
Okay. I'm trying to around. I'm not used to Google Meets. Personally, I don't like Google Meet. I don't know what.
So I think you need to go through presentation mode to be able to go left and right. Yes.
Okay.
But your screen is no longer. I think you stopped sharing, so you may want to reshare again. But just ensure that your slide is on presentation mode
before I share, right?
Yes.
Okay, my apologies. My HR gurus on the call, my apologies. Are we there now? Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can, but I don't think what we can see is your slide. We can see your browser.
Hey, before you people go and see what you are not supposed to see,
no, we can only see the Google Meet. We can only see the Google Meet. The Google Meet browser, I think.
How about now?
Yes. Nothing else.
Nothing else. What's happening?
So you may want to, is your slide on what's it called? Share mode?
Slideshow.
Is it on slide mode?
Yes, it's on slideshow. Yes.
Okay, so maybe I should just walk you through. So when you click on the Google Meet,
I'm sending it to you. I'm sending it to you now.
Okay, perfect.
I don't know. My apologies.
Yes, perfect.
I should
That's
have
fine.
sent it to you.
So what medium are you using?
Which is faster? You are the tech person. WhatsApp or
WhatsApp is fine. Mail too is fine. Anyone. I'm currently active on any of them.
Okay, my apologies to everyone. Okay, please confirm if you've seen it. WhatsApp has gone. Let me bring up email. All right. Whilst that is going on, is there anyone on the call that heard about what happened? The Australia gist that I gave now. The Deloitte.
Oh yeah, I think I heard of. Yes, I read about it. I read about it as well, and in my head, I was just like, I think the first thing that actually caught my attention is how the organization admitted it. Things like that, they could as well say they didn't use AI. But for me, I felt a bit of, I think I give them like kudos, the fact that they came on openly to first admit that they generated part of the report with AI. Exactly. So, and at the end of the day, they said they were going to refund part of the money. And I felt that singular act for me helped them to really manage the situation, because if they didn't agree to that claim, I am so sure that the government may go another layer to start testing each of the section, if it was generated by AI or not, that back and forth and stuff like that. That's really, played out. At least right now, the matter died almost immediately because they admitted and they agreed to refund some of the funds. So I think it then boils down to the point you raised. I mean, you mentioned earlier that, yes, AI is going to take some jobs, but there are certain level of wisdom or professionality that, especially when it comes to subject domain, that is likely not to be taken away, especially when you're current and you know what you do and you have to deal with human. I know so well that some of those jobs will be saved.
Exactly.
Okay,
thank you
I've
for
gotten
that.
your slides, so
I was thinking you would defend AI. I was hoping you would defend AI somehow.
No, okay, so basically, oh yeah, so so here's the thing. While I am an advocate for the use of artificial intelligence, I am also very concerned about the quality of work that you do. And I think why I even advocate for AI so much is that the more you know what makes up all of the things that you enjoy, the better you use it. So the fact that, I mean, the instructor who told the organization that AI hallucinates, 100% correct. AI majorly are trained to, even when they don't know the answer, they will just cook up random things. So the fact that I know that that bias is inside of me, and I know that at every point in time, I need to ensure that the AI is doing what I want, not the other way around. But the mistake that some of us make is that we've lost our control. We then go the path that AI wants us to go rather than the other way around. So take, for instance, as an expert, I should use tool to communicate what I think I want. Know that I 100% rely on AI to dictate everything. So yeah, I'm an advocate for AI, but I'm still an advocate for common sense.
Thank you. Humans. Yeah, you're not a robot yet.
So
all right,
I have
thank you.
I have the slide too now. Yeah, so I'm pulling it out right now.
Okay. Thank you. All right.
Yes. So please, I'm sorry, ma. Before we proceed, to our listeners, I know that for some of us, we may have something we want to say. You may have an idea you want to share. That's fine. Just ensure that you compile them into your notes so that when it's time for us to get feedback from you, you can let us know your thoughts, and we'll be willing to get your thoughts. So the slide should be up now. I just throw some emoji if you can see the slide from your end. I just want to confirm that you can see the slide. Awesome. All right. So let's proceed,
it's my network and I can't see it.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yes, I can see it. Yes, I can see it now. I can see it now.
Okay, so
Thank
where am I
you.
starting from? Are we starting from this very slide?
On the second slide. This slide is fine. All right. So,
okay.
As you can see on the slide, recruitment has evolved. You know, before now we want to. I'm sure in those maybe like a million years ago, 100 years ago, when you want to recruit, how do you recruit? I'm sure they started with come with your CV, then sit down, blah blah blah, and all of that. So recruitment has evolved beyond, everything has evolved. It's not even about recruitment or human resources alone, especially for people that deal with a large number of applicants. You are recruiting 2 or 3 people, you understand, and you're not advertising on major sites or major platforms. You are still safe. But again, what happens when you get that dream job? What happens when you leave where you are and move to another place, and you're working with thousands of employees, and someone is telling you, oh, I need you to recruit 5 people, then you don't even know what to do, because you are used to, oh, I used to recruit just 1, I used to recruit just 2, and I used to do it manually. So how do you use the AI that you've abandoned, in quotes? So before now, we're used to the paper-based methods, but now recruitment has evolved. A lot of things have evolved. We now have hybrid work. We now have digital transformation. We have almost every company is going through one form of talent shortage or not. Whether your company, like I call it, a star company. There are some companies that when you hear people work there, oh wow, you work there, excellent, I'd like to work there. Oh, that place is a good place. Even though you have not worked there, you don't know what's going on. You just assume it's a good place. No matter the company, or almost every company is going through one form of talent shortage or the other. So as HR professionals, we are always recruiting. Whether you are recruiting to fill roles, whether you're recruiting to have some people in your pipeline, you are recruiting. And hiring is about speed, just like I have on this slide. You can't say, okay, I want to recruit, and you stay on it for 3 months or 4 months. And maybe the person currently occupying that role has given you their notice period, excuse me, and you don't have anyone in the pipeline. It's about speed. It's about skill alignment. It's about strategy. So when I say it's about strategy, there are some roles that you need to recruit that you know that if I advertise this role, I am deceiving myself, I will not get the right person. That is strategy. What strategy am I going to use for this particular recruitment? There are some roles that you need to recruit for. You know that I'm not telling anyone. I'm just going to speak with 1 or 2 people within my network, and they'll get me the right people. Speed is important, whether you are recruiting now or speed is everything. And that is where AI comes in. That is where you need AI. That is where AI becomes your best friend. Next slide, please. Thank you. Can anyone hear me? Oh, wow.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Because I said next slide and I didn't hear you. Okay. I'll just move and maybe you just catch up, or maybe my network will catch up. On my next slide, I have how is AI transforming recruitment? Can I go on, Noah?
I have the right slide here now.
Yes, you do. Thank you very much. How is AI transforming recruitment? Number 1, sourcing talent. When you want to recruit, the first step is, let me even get the CVs first. I'm sure that as HR professionals, in your mind, you know that because you have received 1,000 CVs doesn't mean that, oh, thank God, I'm going to get it. No, you can go through 2,000 CVs and not get anyone that will make it to the interview stage. I'm sure for people not in the HR field, they are wondering, I'm sure they always say that these HR people, what's their own self? They are forming this. To start with, HR professionals are employees like you. They're not the owners of the company. They're only doing their job. The same way you're a marketer, the same way you are a salesperson, the same way you are in IT, we're all doing our jobs. We are not doing it to know. You understand? We're all trying to ensure that we are getting the best out of whatever we have set out to do. Now, how do you source talent? You can go on LinkedIn, you can go on this, you can go on that. AI algorithms, just like I have on the slide, it scans thousands of profiles. I think, was it yesterday or 2 days ago, I posted an advert on LinkedIn. That is the barest minimum any HR professional who wants to recruit should. That's the barest. We'll get to the part where we have apps and all of that you can use. I posted the job ad, and I think I checked it this morning. I already closed that particular advert. I've uploaded another one. That is what AI does for you. LinkedIn is not even doing 0.0% of what the other AIs can do. You understand? And look at what it has done for me in the space of 3 days. I have closed that advert. I have moved to another one. Okay. Now, the algorithms that you set on these platforms, when you say algorithm, that's just big grammar. Keywords. There are certain things that you put in there. Do this for me. Look out for this candidate. These are the kind of candidates I want. You put it there. Bang, bang, bang. And what will this AI do for you? It will look for candidates that fit into what you have fed it and gives you candidates that matches based on skills, based on experience, and the career patterns. So you are saying, I want someone with 5 years experience. It automatically sees out anyone that has below 5 years. If you're looking at 2,000 CVs now, you'll now be looking at it. Okay, you started work in 2022. You now bring out your calculator. 2022 minus 2020. No, AI does all that one for you. You are busy. You have other things to do. You understand? Now, the second point here says it reduces bias from manual shortlisting. As HR professionals, we are human. No matter how you say, oh, I'm good, I'm this, there are some days that, like my colleagues will say, your head will be touching. AI's head used to touch too, but it doesn't touch as much as human head. So it's possible that you've not, someone annoyed you. Maybe $1 somewhere annoyed you. And you open your CV and the next thing you are seeing $. The $that has applied and the $that are not, they are different people. You now scan through, she doesn't even have experience. Bam. You just move it to that folder. We know what happens to that folder. You are never going back to that folder. AI doesn't have those kind of bias. You are looking at someone, you attended this school, you too. We are talking about people from this school, you too, you are applying, you too, you are doing as if, you understand? It reduces bias. And it's normal for humans to have one form of bias or the other. We're all training, we're all trying ourselves, to ensure that we are professionals and we don't have such silly biases based on emotions and based on things that people should not even hear of. So there are tools, like for every point that I have tools listed on, that you can use. You have ACQISITION, you have Seek Out. Just like I mentioned, LinkedIn Recruiter is the barest minimum. LinkedIn helps you. That's Recruiter Lite, though I can't remember how much it costs now, but it helps you. We move to screening and shortlisting. You have received all the CVs, right? Now there's something called applicant tracking system. Remember that I mentioned at the beginning that there are, everything has an advantage and everything so has a disadvantage too. Applicant tracking system, you have already shared some words with it, shared some things with it. If this person has not worked with so, screen it out. If this person doesn't have this on their CV, screen it out. You have already fed it. So you're not the one doing that manually. I personally have an issue with this applicant tracking system. Not like an issue. Now, the reason why I rarely use ATS is because I recruit for a lot of clients. So it's possible that I put out an advert for sales and marketing, for instance, and I'm looking at your CV. This person doesn't have experience for sales and marketing, but this person can do the business development manager role that client B has told me of. So what do? I don't discard that CV. I just put it in my business development. AI will not do that. AI just is what do they call it? This soldier goes, no, it's not soldier code. Face front. You have told me to do this, that's what I'm doing. You did not send me a message to look for business development, right? Now, for people that are searching for jobs, they will always tell you that make sure your CV is ATS compliant. Make sure, and you are wondering what is ATS compliant. We're only telling you that make sure that if the recruiter for this particular role is going to use ATS for this engagement, make sure that you scale through. Make sure, because some people come to me and say, I've applied for thousands of roles, they're not even calling me. What is happening? Unfortunately, I can't tell what is happening. It is possible they are using ATS. It is possible you don't have enough experience. Anything can happen. So what do we try to do? Ensure that whatever method the person wants to use, you are covered. If the person is using ATS, you are covered. If the person is going to manually check and see, oh, does this person have keywords on their CV? Does this person have this experience? Does this person that is why people always advise, don't use the same CV to apply for various roles. Okay. We also have various chat bots that engage candidates. You know, sometimes when you're ready to shortlist candidates for the next stage of interview, you now go to your email. You already have your folder of maybe 100 candidates you want to call for CV. You now start typing, dear Dolapo, this is to inform you that you have moved to the next stage. No, we have AI that is doing all of that. All you have to do is, once you move those candidates to that next level, AI will schedule. You tell the the app that you're using, 15 minutes slot per candidate, 20 minutes slot per candidate, the date, the time, the link. AI will do everything. All you have to do is to check that the information is correct. Next slide, please, Noah. And all this saves time. Okay, so we are not, you know, I mentioned earlier that some people will say the people using AI, they are lazy. And I know there are some people like that on this call. We are not lazy. Okay, let me not talk for everybody. I am not lazy. I'm just trying to create time to do other things. Okay, interviews and assessment. Some companies now don't, all this face me, I face you interview, sit. Oh yeah, and you can't blame them. Maybe you put out an app, a role, maybe 3,000 applied. Out of those 3,000, AI has shortlisted for you and told you that, oh, 500 people qualify. How do you want to sit with 500 people? How do you want to meet with 500 people? That's not the only work you have. So what do? We have apps that will tell you, that will just the candidate. Excuse me. Record a 3 minutes video, stating this, stating that, blah, 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 blah. Ensure that your video is recorded in a well-lighted room. Ensure that this is it. They just give you all the rules and regulations. God help you if you don't, you know, follow those rules and regulations, because those rules and regulations is not the laptop, is not someone that will sit and say, oh, this, it is AI. They have told you, make sure that there's proper lighting. The moment there's no proper lighting, AI will just do your video, boom. You understand? The moment your facial expression is somehow, the moment, and God help people like us that this Nigerian English is still inside our body, soul, and spirit. Some AI, they don't know how to read this English that we are speaking. That's why we always have to continue to, you know, train ourselves and ensure that, I'm not saying we should speak, we should be what we are not. I'm not saying that, but as AI is evolving, we need to evolve with it. Because, again, recruiters don't have time to sit. 500 people have made it to the next stage. I'm not going to sit with 500 people and, you know, begin to have one-on-one interviews with them. Do you understand? I'm just going to tell AI to do it. And once AI has done it, I'll just say, AI, give me the best 20. And just maybe your video did not make it because the lighting was not good, or you were speaking Ekiti English, like Dolapo, or you said this and the AI thought it was this. And so when we got the script and you are wondering what kind of English is this, it's not your fault. You know how to speak the normal English. You're not just speaking the AI English. So we have to continue to train ourselves. Predictive analysis, that's D. AI can predict which candidates are most likely to succeed or stay long. Now, this I have an issue with again, but again, it is AI. So we always have issues with apps, AI, but AI has come to stay. You can't chase it away. Do you understand? So AI will look at the CV that you have given it. You know, when you are meeting with candidates and you see, candidates, Dolapo, why is it that you spent 6 months here and you left and you went to company B? What happened? I am asking you what happened, right? Because I'm seeing you, I'm speaking with you one-on-one. AI will not ask you what happened. AI is just saying, oh, this guy spent 6 months here. You want to leave now, you want to jump, bam, delete. And that is why AI, if you look at my footnote here, it says AI doesn't replace the recruiter's judgment. It empowers it. The best hiring outcomes happen when technology and human intuition work together. Right. So as recruiters, as human resources professional, like I said, don't delegate everything to AI, right? AI has already helped you to, you know, to set a number of CVs. There are some CVs that you look at. You know, using myself as an example, I cannot be discarding CVs anyhow. I need to see candidates. Please forgive me. I'm just recovering, so I'm coughing a little bit. So I will not discard CVs like some other people do, but there are some people, they are recruiting for that particular role. They don't care about the next role. Do you understand? So if I meet a candidate now, oh, you used 6 months here, why do you want to leave? Then I can hear, oh no, it's a mistake. Oh, that's an error on my CV. Or, oh no, the 6 months there, if you look at it, I spent 6 months there, then I moved to another sister company. It's still the same company, but it's a sister company. AI will not hear sister company, brother company. AI is just in, oh, and I've already told AI that anybody that has spent below 1 year or 2 years, move to another. You understand? So AI and human, we have to work together. You can't say AI is here, human is here. No, we are working together. Next slide, please. Benefits of AI. Everything has benefits. What are the benefits? Like I've said, faster candidate sourcing and shortlisting. It's faster. If I put out an advert and 3,000 people apply, my previous employer, you know, it's one of the very, very top law firms, put out an advert, and within 1 day, you are seeing 1,000 applications. And in my mind, I'm like, and I was, at some point, I was the only one in that department, in the HR department. Where do I even start from? So some, you know, that's my previous employer had, you know, we always did not recruit. If you're not first class, if you're not 2-1, forget about it. You understand? Even that first class, even that 2-1, you are seeing hundreds. So where do you start from? This is where AI comes in. AI will help you. Faster candidate sourcing and shortlisting. Then you have data-driven insights. So at a glance, you can see, oh, 50 of my candidates are from University of Ilorin. 100 are from University of Lagos. 10 are from this. 20 are aged between this and this. 10 are male. Something are female. You know, you don't have to sit with an Excel sheet and be doing those calculations yourself, be putting formula that you now start, what is the formula for? No, AI has done everything for you. And that is another benefit of AI. Improved candidate experience and engagement. Now, when, you know, all this interaction, as humans, we make mistakes sometimes. In fact, I remember it has happened at least twice in my career now. I was supposed to shortlist candidates for interviews. I've set the calendar invite, but I did not send the invite out to the candidates. So on the day of the interview, we all gathered on the call. Where's the first candidate? What's going on? And then I put a call through. And we're waiting for you on the call, and I'm hearing I didn't get an email. Are you sure? Did you check your spam folder? You know the way we say, it was sent out. When the first candidate said, and I went to my this and I did not see it, I knew that no. AI will not make that mistake. All you have to do is move it from one level to another level. Then there's some apps. AI will shortlist the interviews. Just feed it the information you want, date, time, link. It will do everything. And the candidates will see that everything is seamless, and they will be like, in fact, they will be happy to work for you. Excuse me. They'll be happy to work for you because everything is seamless. Everything is not fights. It's just easy. Finally, predictive analysis for performance and retention. You can predict. You can't, you know, as HR, you know, the minimum. If this person comes, this person will now do this. That person will now do. If I recruit 4 male, 5 female, it will now be 10. In my last recruitment, I did all those calculations, all those Excel. Just leave it for AI. That is why AI is there. If you look at my footnote, it says AI doesn't replace recruiters. It gives them superpowers. There are some tasks or engagements that's when I use AI for, and when I see the results, you know, you have to fine tune it. Like I said, always remember what happened with Deloitte, you know, 2 weeks ago. You have to look at it. And by the time you see the end result, I'm like, oh, wow, this is beautiful. It is AI that helped you. We are not lazy. I don't know why I keep saying that, because 1 or 2 people have told me that all these people that you're using AI is laziness. I don't know. It's not laziness. Next slide, please. Now, ethical considerations. What are those things that you should consider before using it? We're all shouting AI. We are hailing AI. AI this, AI that. What are those things you should consider? Avoid algorithmic bias. So because you have the power to say, AI do this, AI do that, don't be biased. Why are you using AI in the first place if you're still going to be biased? When you're still going to put that bias that you're trying to say, okay, I don't want to be biased, I want male only, except for, gender diversity. Maybe you already have a team, you already have a lot of male, you're looking for female, you already have female, you're looking for male. You're not saying I don't want people from Kogi State. You're putting it there. If anybody put Kogi State in their list, remove it. If everybody say, what school did I attend? You're not. If anybody say University of Ado-Ekiti, that's cool. There's something wrong. All the candidates that I've gotten from there, they are always somehow, remove it. If anybody has this kind of name, remove it. No, why are you doing that? Just leave it. Let the candidates that are qualified make it to the rounds that they are supposed to make it. Number two, this data privacy thing is becoming very, very serious. There's I think a law, I think some months. Yeah, the law was passed. Was it last month or? Yes, I think sometime last month. You have to ensure now, AI, there are some AIs that anything you are putting there like this is public information. Everybody is seeing it. So just ensure that whatever AI, whatever app that you're using, ensure that the candidate's data is well protected, because you can actually be sued. The candidate did not give GPT, they are deceiving now. They didn't give GPT their phone numbers or email. Who did they give? They gave Omodolapo of DCSL Corporate Services Limited. So if he leaks, if they're able to trace it, then they can sue you. So ensure that data privacy and candidates' data is well protected. Number three, do not over-automate recruitment. I know we are trying to create time, we are trying to do this. Don't over-automate it. There's some interviews, there's some, I already explained how I shortlist CVs, and if I over-automate it, I won't get, there's some CVs I look at you're applying for COO role. And I look at the CV, no, you'll be a better fit for this MD role. There are some candidates, there are some CVs that once you look at it, there's just something about those CVs that this person, there's just something. There are some interviews that when you meet with the candidate, there are some candidates that we speak with, and you're like, oh, you look tense, what's the problem? And you hear, oh, I've not been feeling fine. Oh, I was just discharged from the hospital. Oh, I lost my mom this morning. AI doesn't have time for such emotions. So if you automate everything, AI will just sieve out the good candidates for you, the good, the bad, the ones that ought to have made it, that would, be a great addition to your company. AI will sieve out everything. So don't over-automate everything. That human touch, don't let AI take it away from you. If you look at the footnote here, I say AI should enhance fairness, not amplify bias. That's why transparency and ethical use are non-negotiable. Next slide, please. Thank you, Noah. The Nigerian context. Everybody, every professional, or even people that are not professionals in that sense, when I say professionals now, the 9 to 5 and all of that, everybody knows about AI. So a friend of mine was talking about, I think about 5 days ago, she was saying, oh, I don't like the picture on my LinkedIn. I want to go and take a picture, blah, blah. And I said, I read something on LinkedIn this morning. I saw the person's picture. I was even admiring that, this picture is fine. And the next thing I saw that, oh, this is not a real picture, it's by AI. And quickly, I checked through that link. I shared it with my friend. And within 10-15 minutes, come and see the superb pictures that came out. People are saying that the people that know AI will know, but it doesn't matter. What has AI done? That AI has saved the person about 60 or 70,000 that you would have used to go and take professional photos. As women, we will do makeup, we will take Uber there, we will do wig, we will do all of that. AI has done all of that in 20-30 minutes. So everybody knows it. AI now, whether you're using it as an HR professional, an IT professional, whatever. So AI adoption in Nigeria is growing among tech-forward firms. It's not, if your company is there, whether your company is even, I know there are some companies that have not fully adapted AI. I don't know why. My company, DCSL, is saying, in fact, we had a training, and my MD would always say, Omodolapo, are you sure people are using this AI? There are some things that I see people doing, AI should be doing. I know that there are some companies that are saying don't use AI. I don't know why. Maybe they're one of those people that think those of us that use AI are lazy. I'll keep praying for such companies. Okay. So challenges: infrastructure, digital literacy, and regulation. Now, it's also possible that the people that are not using AI yet, they don't know the benefits, they don't know what they don't know the value they can get. They are not aware of the time they can save. They are not aware of the things, the benefits that this AI has come to give us, right? Now, the last point here says DCSL approach. We blend technology. I've already explained how I do it. I don't leave everything to AI, so that AI will not put me in trouble one day. We blend technology with people-centered HR advisory. We do a lot of HR advisory. So an MD is calling me, Dolapo, this is the issue I have in my company, or the chairman of the board is calling me, Dolapo, this is what would you advise? Then I'm saying, oh, okay, sir, let's start with HR audit. With HR audit, the HR audit brief will not come and will now say AI. AI cannot help me with HR audit. When I sit with, during HR audits, for instance, when I sit with people and I'm speaking with people, I can, the HR professionals, most of us know when someone is lying or when they are trying to hide some information, or you understand, AI will not do all of that for me. So we blend technology, when we get all the data, all the documents and all of that, AI is there to arrange everything, give, show that, oh, this person has only been promoted once in 4 years. This other person has been promoted every year. You may not be able to manually do that for, if you're doing an HR audit, for instance, for 2,000 employees or 3,000 employees. How will you now be checking one by one? Or you put it on Excel, then you now have one formula here, one formula. You will spend days. But AI is able to do all that data for you. Then you pick that data and you take it out there and begin to work with it. So that is DCSL's approach. No, next slide, please. What organizations can do? Start small. So when you say AI, sometimes it sounds like one big technology, one big, where do I even start from? All this AI, it's not that deep. Start small. I already mentioned that everybody has, or almost everybody has LinkedIn. And I think LinkedIn has, I think for some, I don't know, but for a lot of people that I know, they give you a premium for free for 1 month. Okay. So even if your company is not using it, just take advantage of that premium, for that 1 month. Just create, just create something that, okay, I want to recruit. Test this. Okay, this is how it works. You will see LinkedIn Recruiter is just the level 0 of AI. There are lots of AIs that you can use. My former employer, we used to use something called an app called Criteria Corp. Criteria Corp, when I mentioned that we used to receive thousands of applications. So when those applications come, just Criteria Corp, take, bam, I put in the keyword, give me this, give me that. Criteria Corp will do that for me. Then it has reduced to maybe 1,000 or 800 or 900. Then I tell it, okay, do this, do this. Then by the time I start interviews, maybe I already have 100 candidates that I say I want to interview. You understand? So imagine I'm coming from 3,000. AI has helped me to the point of 100 or 70. That's not bad at all. So start small. There are lots of free AI apps out there. Just ensure that whatever information you are giving to it is not live, is not something that is confidential. It's not something that when it gets out there, someone will say, how did AI get this information? Don't put yourself in trouble, because Dolapo said you should practice. Just pretend I'm recruiting for sales and marketing. Look at what that AI can do for you. Put in data, so that by the time your company starts using it, or you eventually move to another company that has been using AI, or you get to an interview and they say, what AI can you use? You now say, I can't use AI. My previous company say AI is this. Then you'll be in trouble. Then 2, train HR teams to use and interpret AI tools effectively. That is what companies can do. Now, when we say companies here or organizations, we're talking about the HR professionals. We are the custodians of recruitment. Whether you are in talent acquisition, whether you are in welfare, whether you are in employee engagement, whether you're in performance management, whether you're in payroll, HR is HR. We are all under one umbrella. So we should ensure that all members of the HR teams know how to use and interpret AI tools effectively. Number 3, conduct regular audits for fairness and bias. Again, don't leave everything to AI. Don't assume that, this AI, wonderful job. Just regular audits once in a while. This AI, I gave it 100 CVs. What are the CVs it gave? What is the data it came up with? What is this? What is that? Ensure that, because you can never know. I remember I think about 2 years ago, there's a particular app we use within the organization for performance management. And all I have to do is pull. Everyone has, you've done your appraisal, the first half, the second half, all I have to pull, right? And, I just send, because as is quite important, because what you get in your performance determines what you get as the bonus. And I remember telling someone that, oh, your score is this. And the person said, no, that's not my score. And I'm saying, what do you mean that's not your score? I used the app. The app said your score is this. And the person said, no, now I've done the calculation. And I was arguing, are you technology? Will you be smarter than technology? And I said, okay, let's jump on the call. Let's look at it. Guess what? That technology failed me. The person was actually right. The technology calculated nonsense. Imagine calculating something that is capable of reducing the money that comes to a Nigerian man's purse. You can imagine the costs and the that will come to you. Thank God the person even spoke up. Because there are some companies that performance is performance. It doesn't translate to anything. In our company, it determines your promotion, it determines the bonus you get. And when we now jumped on that corner and I realized it, guess what? Before I even went to go and meet the app developer, I said, you app developer, what's here? You wait first, I'll come and deal with you later. Then I went on Excel and I started doing the calculations one by one by myself. Then I went back to the developer. This is what is happening. What did you program that is causing this? So don't forget the human touch. Regular audits. You need to, don't just leave it to AI. Number 4, keep human oversight central in every decision. AI cannot be your head. You are the head of AI. It is a tool. You direct it in whichever way you want. Okay, so ensure that human oversight is central in every decision you make. AI is giving you data, 100 CVs. AI is giving you 50 men, 50 women. You think that, oh, I don't like 50 men or 50 men. You are not now saying, is AI? AI knows better. No, if you want more female, AI, put more male or put more female. Make sure human oversight is central in all decisions that you make. Next slide, please, Noah. The future of hiring. I think we're almost done here. The best recruitment systems combine AI precision with human intuition. I've already spoke, I spoke about this. I've spoken about it a lot of times. The best recruitment system is not, oh, humans are doing it well. Humans will fail. AI is doing it well. AI will fail. So what is the best way forward? Human and AI. Collabo, as they say. A joint collaboration will give you the best recruitment system, will give you the best results. Because there are some things that AI cannot do that you will do. There are some things that you cannot do or it will take a lot of time. Can you hear me? I heard a sound. I want to be sure that I'm still audible.
Oh, yes, we can. We can hear you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Yes. So human and AI together. One is not superior to, human is superior to AI. Maybe no, I will not agree, but human is superior to AI. But when you have engagements, when you have tasks, one is not superior to the other. You are all working together to ensure that you get the best results. 2, AI redefines roles, but doesn't replace recruiters. I am never afraid that AI is going to take my job. AI cannot replace recruiters. It cannot. I know some people will disagree, but I do not think I'm not a tech person. I'm not, but AI cannot replace recruiters. What AI, the best thing AI will do is you give it keywords, you feed it this, then it gives you the best CVs. Recruiters and human resources professionals know that the best CVs do not translate to the best candidates. So you can see a CV, wonderful, excellent, and it gets to interview stage and you're wondering, what's going on? Is your name this? Are you the owner of this CV? People are using the AI people are using AI to write CV now. So what are we saying? AI will see his work, and of course AI will say, this is my work. Do you expect AI to sieve out his own work? They use AI to create a CV for you. AI will not sieve out that CV now because that CV is perfect. AI will not sieve out his own people. So humans will not sieve out their own people by replacing it with what AI has done. Then future of hiring, I said outsourcing HR functions to experts like DCSL. we know everything is not. So there are companies that maybe your company is into manufacturing, is into tech, is into this, and your HR department is lean, or or you guys are just one or two, and you know, HR professional people that are not HR professionals, they don't know what we do. And sometimes it's hard to explain. Sometimes you want to explain and tears want to come out from your eyes, especially if you have had a very bad day and you are tired. What have you even done? What have you been doing since morning? You these HR people, you don't work, or you just sit there, you've been doing leave application, you'll be sending emails. You don't know how to explain. So if your company is one of those companies, you know that you're overwhelmed, you know that there are better things or some other things that you can do. Outsource some HR functions to DCSL. That is why we are here. That is why I'm here. You know, you want to do HR audits, you want to recruit. We all know recruitment is hard. Some people don't know how hard that recruitment. It's as hard as you have done. I gave the example of you started from 3,000 CVs, right? And in you graduated from that. AI has helped you, blah blah blah. You interviewed maybe 50 something. You eventually got the 20 candidates that you're looking for. In your mind, you've given them offer letters. They've accepted. And you have relaxed. Thank God they are resuming first Kenekon. And maybe 2 days to the resumption. Dear Dolapo, unfortunately, I will not. That unfortunately will bagam in your head. You have closed that recruitment now, and you see unfortunately in your mind. What is unfortunate about this email? What do you mean unfortunately? Those ones are even good though. There are some on the day of resumption. You are wondering, we told you resumption is 9 a.m. What's happening? And you put a call. Hello, hi, my name is Dolapo. I'm calling from DCSL. We are waiting for you. And you, oh, apologies. Oh, you didn't see my email. I'm sorry, I won't be able to join you again. And you are HR professionals now. You can't say, what do you mean you can't join me? Why did you take it? Do you know the stress I've gone through? I started from, you can't lament now. You can only see your next colleague and say, I'm going through a lot of. You understand? So if you know you are in that position and you are able to outsource some HR functions, just bring some to DCSL. Let us take that headache off you. I'm not saying my head is very big for headaches, but we have technology, we have people that are specially dedicated to such headaches that can help you. All right. Noah, next slide, please. I think, okay. Now here I have some examples of AI tools. I personally have used what's his name now? Criteria Corp. It's quite expensive. I used that a lot when I was with my former employer. It's very expensive, but I can assure you, if you work with, if you receive a lot of applications and all of that, Criteria Corp will help you right from getting the CVs to shortlisting interviews to psychometric testing to blah blah blah. It will help you, but it's quite expensive and you pay in USD. So some examples here: sourcing, LinkedIn Recruiter. I gave an example of the advert I put out 2 days ago. I've closed that advert now. I've put up another one sometime this morning. LinkedIn Recruiter is the barest minimum. I use LinkedIn Recruiter well. There's hire out, there's seek out. For shortlisting, you have Workable, you have Zoho. I'm sure that a lot of us use, or some HR professionals use Zoho. It's quite popular. For candidate engagement, scheduling interviews, and all of that, you have Paradox. For assessment and interview intelligence, I also have the apps there, assessments. You don't want to go through all the trouble of I don't have the time, I don't have the energy to meet 60 candidates. Tell them to record a video. Then that is what these apps are there for. Then at your, maybe after close of business or when you have time, then you start listening to the recordings. Okay, I like this candidate, I don't like this candidate, I can speak with this candidate. HIRS, a lot of HIRS these days are coming up with various AI extensions because they know that it doesn't make sense for me to be paying thousands for Bamboo HR or Seamless HR or Zoho or whatever app that you're using, and I'm paying another one for this AI or that AI. So what are they doing now? They're trying to impute a lot of AI extensions so that you don't go out there, you don't spend double money. Oracle XCM is also there. Workday is also there. So those are some examples of AI tools. Call to action. For those of us that have not started using AI, embrace AI responsibly. I do not say embrace AI. I say responsibly. Don't start using it and say, this is what I've been missing. Wow. Then you delegate everything. And God forbid, you'll not be in the same situation like the Deloitte people, that they have to refund money now. Reimagine, another call to action, reimagine recruitment for efficiency and inclusivity. So recruitment it's for those that do. So when I say recruitment, I'm not talking about those that do 1 or 2 recruitments. I'm talking about people that recruit daily, that recruitment is a major part of their job. Don't look at it from the angle of this is a lot of work. You understand? Look at it and say, okay, AI is there to help me do this work better, to make me efficient and all of that, and it would help me. Then finally, I say, follow DCSL Corporate Services Limited for more HR insights. We're always here. I'm always a phone call away. Noah is always there. He knows how to get in touch with me. My footnote here, it says, the future of hiring isn't human or artificial. I mentioned that earlier. So it's not AI that will do it, it's human that will do it. It's both. It's a combination of the two. One cannot survive the other, or cannot survive without the other. As HR professionals, our goal is to combine empathy. You see, this empathy is the major way or major area that AI cannot replace humans. Empathy. Sometimes you're having interviews with candidates and you see, there's something about this candidate. What's wrong with you? And you hear, oh, I'm in the office, I can't speak much. AI will not hear that I'm in the office. AI will just automatically disqualify that video because your audible was not good enough. You are recording a video. How do you want to say, AI, I'm in the office? Small. No. But when you are meeting with a candidate, you understand, or you see a candidate is recording a video in the car, and you're saying, oh, we gave you enough notice for this interview. Why are you in your car? Oh, my apologies. As the meeting room I was supposed to use, something came up, blah, blah, blah. You understand that? I understand that I'm in my car. You understand something. My boss came. So our goal is to combine empathy majorly with intelligence. Intelligence, humans are intelligent. AI is intelligent. Data. AI will help you with that data, the 1,000, the whatever data that you don't even know how to start from. AI will help you with that. With judgment, you have the final judgment. AI does not have the final judgment. Then with all of this, you build a stronger, smarter, and more inclusive workplaces. So nobody gets to your company and say, what's going on here? It's only Yorubas they have. Because the bias is already in your head that I like Yoruba people. AI doesn't know Yoruba from Igbo from outside. AI is just giving you the best kind of. AI will not come in and say, or someone will not come in and say, why do we have people from only Kogi states? You understand? That's because for some people that something has touched in your head, you only want people from Kogi state or Kwara state, or AI will not do all of that. And that's the call to action. I believe that was the last slide. Am I correct, Noah? Can anyone hear me?
Oh, yes, you are. I think the last slide should be you saying thank you to us.
Okay, thank you.
So I'll just
all right.
Okay,
thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. I believe everyone can hear me too as well.
I can hear you.
I mean, let's show our speaker some love. Let's appreciate her. We can just, through some emojis, you can go ahead and give a clap. I mean, this is another very fantastic approach to how we can leverage on artificial intelligence. Please just give us some clap. I mean, so I think at this junction now, this is the question time. I had promised that I expect every one of us to write down whatever question that we have. So right now is the time for you to ask questions. And I think I'll be able to take we'll see if we can take 4 people, but we'll start with 2. So I'm just going to randomly pick people who raise their hand first. So go ahead. Let me see your hand. You have specific question for our facilitator, our speaker today. Just raise your hand. Let me see you right now. You may not have this opportunity again. While we're trying to get people who would ask their question, I mean, there are just so many things I've gotten today. From the moment when she said she likes soft life, I mean, that's like the peak point for me. So if you like soft life majorly, you can't stop liking artificial intelligence. You can't stop using it. Because what's the point? In fact, let me ask you one question. What's the point of, who are you trying to prove that your smartness to in the first place? Who cares? Like how smart you really are. And I think from the business perspective, every business wants problem to be solved. So long as you uphold the ethics of the operation, firmly, nobody really cares how smart you are. And there are just so many things around. I've been also in conversation with certain people that say to me, oh, you know what, don't use AI for my projects. And like, I just move on, because at the end of the day, there is just no way we can't use, we want to use artificial intelligence. There's no way. When we battle with artificial intelligence these days, I often remember the change management that took place when we start using computers in the first place. In fact, when we started using calculator, some people felt that, if I use calculator, it means I am dumb. I'm not going to use calculator. I'll do that offhand and all of that. And the question right now is, where are those people today? So AI is here to stay. Whether you endorse it or not, is either you join the boat or the boat will just move on and leave you behind. And I know our speaker mentioned so many things. How, it's more like a composite demand. You can't leave one for the other. It's complementary. You really want to get something fantastic, you need to mix human and machine together. Otherwise, you're just getting one-sided of the juice and leaving one behind. And so many areas where we can look at it. And she mentioned a couple of tools. She also told us that AI doesn't waste time at all. It's evidence-oriented. Yes, we know AI is evidence-oriented. At the same time, when it comes to that empathy, it still lies in the hands of human as we know it as of now. Looking at all these things, I just really wish every one of us jot down every of those notes, but as well, we'll try to still send a summary of this conversation. We'll make the video available. There's also one thing she mentioned. She said AI is not that complicated, and I totally agree. It is very easy for us to think that when we hear the term AI, in fact, the name itself, like, maybe we should stop thinking about it like that big. As so long as you have your own intelligence and you're able to automate that those processes, and you make informed decision, that's purely what artificial intelligence is. In fact, I'm currently creating a course, and in that course, I broke down AI into 3 categories. So AI is the problem, or the whatever your problem you want to solve. The problem, AI is also the perception, and AI is the action. So you think of the problem, you think of the solution, you think of the action. And when you put those 3 things together, those are backbones of every artificial intelligence out there. You have the problem statement. At the end of the day, you also have your ability to reason through several data, and also finally your ability to take action. And if you listen to everything our speaker said, those are all the things we have over there. I'm still trying to recap one other thing she said, is that in as much as we're using all of these things, we should always keep human oversight at the center of everything. Yes, automation, fantastic, but when human raise concern, we should take them very seriously. Then she said, AI is not smarter than human. I agree with that, and I disagree, although she had said I was going to disagree. Anyways, currently now we experience what we call narrow AI. So AI currently are still in the narrow stage. And what do I mean? You have ChatGPT, you have another AI that help out with the recruiting, you have another AI that helps somebody in the medical space, So we just have this mini, small AI scattered all around the globe, which help us to do one task or the other. But in the next coming year, or the big innovation we are looking forward to, is what we call AGI. That is artificial general intelligence. You can just Google that to read a bit about it. By the time we get to that era, you're likely going to have one AI that can do everything. You know, so you have one AI that can be a doctor, that can be whatever, the AI that can do everything. Because if you look at we human right now, basically what we do is a human can do literally any job. I can stop IT conversation right now, start doing plumbing job. I can also start singing if I want, because I have that general intelligence to go into anything, learn a bit about how they work, and begin to swift into action. Similarly, we're pushing AI to get to that level where we have artificial general intelligence and a machine that can literally do everything. But until then, human is still much more intelligent than any artificial intelligence that you have right now. But to put it all together, just to wrap everything she said, it is very important that we think of it as partnership. You can't rely on AI 100%. There's the part that you need to play as a person. There's also a part that the machine needs to play. And when you join those two things together, you will be unstoppable. At this moment, I believe that you've decided if you want to ask questions or not. So let me see those hands. Let me see. What am I going with? I can't see hands. So, is it that I don't have the right to see somebody that's raising up their hands? Okay, I'll just leave the floor open. If you have questions, please just unmute your mic. Ensure that your background is friendly, and you can just go ahead and ask a question. So like I said, we'll take 2 or 3 or 4 before we call it a day today. Yes, question time. You have any question, or maybe you just even have something you want to share. Perhaps you've said something that's just strike on conversation within you, and you also want to share your experience. We're here, we're open to the conversation, and don't be shy. Just go ahead and unmute your mic and tell us your name. You can also tell us where you work, and go ahead and ask the question. Yep, question time. If you don't have questions for me, I have for you. All right, so I know that our speaker had told us some of the tools that she used. So I will just ask our speaker one question. Just imagine somebody starting today. You had mentioned all of these too. Perhaps I have one HR professional on the call today that hasn't, been able to really put 1 or 2 things together. I know you've mentioned some things about the tools that can be used. What would you advise somebody who, from this conversation today and what you've shared, want to start exploring some of these tools? Where can they start? Over to you, ma'am.
Sorry, I didn't know I was muted. Can you hear me clearly? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can. We can hear you.
Okay, so your question is about an HR professional that, doesn't know where to start, right?
Exactly.
Okay, I mentioned just start small. Okay, so to start with LinkedIn. I want to believe that HR professional has a LinkedIn profile, right? So start with LinkedIn. If you go on LinkedIn, there's something called LinkedIn Recruiter Lite. Okay, so that is saying you are a recruiter, you want LinkedIn to recruit for you. Start with that. Another thing you can do, or another thing a professional can do, is to go to any of these AIs and say, give me a list of the apps that I can use, the free apps that I can use as a recruiter. Okay, so start, go there, the free apps. Ensure, I think I mentioned when I was speaking, whatever you're going to use as practice or whatever, ensure that it's not a live document. Ensure it does not belong to your company. Ensure it is fake. Ensure it is something that you just created for the purpose of practicing. Okay, don't go and put people's live CV there. You can put your own CV, it's your own information. You can create maybe 10 various CVs, form names, and put it, see how the AI works. And that is, I think with those two, you'll be good. By the time the ChatGPT or whatever that you use comes up with about 10 apps, I'm sure you'll be practicing that for months. LinkedIn Recruiter, you would also use that as practice, and you'll be fine. Start with those and you'll be fine. That's it. Thank you, Noah.
All right, thank you so much. So, I mean, for anyone who is trying to blend artificial intelligence into your current role, you can start from there. As little as the recruiter feature on LinkedIn, try it out. And she also mentioned that you can search for available tools, use their trial version, see some of the responses available, and see areas how you can also blend into the process. Okay, so I want to use this opportunity to further introduce our speaker to you. I'm currently sharing her LinkedIn profile right now. So if you want to connect with her on LinkedIn, all you just need to do is go to LinkedIn. You can do that right now if you can. If you can't, you can try it later. Connect with her. If there are questions that you have and you need support, you can ask her for that, and pretty much you can be a friend and ask her how you can further advance AI within your organization. And also DCSL as well. You can also search for DCSL and check out what they do and areas where you can get collaborations from them. Also, I want to use this opportunity to introduce you to our forthcoming AI for HR, basically for HR. And the cool thing here is we've been doing AI training. At this point, we just felt, you know what, it's important that we meet HR professionals along the way as well, considering the fact that they are the custodian of the workplace. It will make sense that every HR professional have the right to. And also, sometimes, you know, one thing again about this artificial intelligence, oftentimes is not even really about you being able to use them in your day-to-day. Sometimes it's also about the governance. And it won't be a bad idea if the HR professionals happen to sit on the AI governance when it comes to organization operation and how they use them. Because there are a couple of things that happens. Sometimes interpreting the rules and regulations to employees, letting them know what document to use within the AI space, which one they shouldn't use, at what point should they use it, at what point they shouldn't. You know, questions like that are really, really beyond something that you can just catch out there. In most cases, we need someone to tell us how we're going to, the best way to approach this thing, especially when you deal with a lot of privacy issues and you're really concerned about how some of these things work. So we're going to be looking at some of those things, and we've designed this session to accommodate your timeline. If you're going to be available on Saturday, we have a session for you. If you're going to be available, mini session virtually for 5 days during the workday, we also have something for you. And the cool thing about this is, I know I asked question, how do you start? In that very training, we're just going to take people from bottom up, you know, so we're starting from scratch. We're assuming that you haven't even used AI before, and we'll take you from that bottom up and show you practically how you can use AI as an HR professional, beyond just putting prompts into any of the generative AI, to getting them to do, you know, repetitive tasks, just like some of the things our speaker has spoken about today. So there are so many things we can do when it comes to using artificial intelligence. And as HR professional, I would advise that you don't just sit and allow certain things to define what the job role would be. I think it's very important that we take this very, very seriously. And it's coming up, the first cohort or the first training segment is coming up in November, and we have a session from 10 to 15. So we have virtual session from 10 to 15. You can join that. Based on the feedback we've been getting from participants, we're told that the time that we work is in the evening. So right now, I think the class is by 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. So 2 hours for 5 days. We're going to be breaking down all you need to know and some of the tools that you need to start using in the AI space when it comes to HR professional. And also we have a 1 day full session, a full day session on Saturday, 15th November this year. That is going to be a session where we stay with you from 9 a.m. through 5 p.m. So it's more like a 1 day straight up thing to show you how some of these tools work. And the goal is this: we really want to see an avenue where we give you the tool you need in order to be that revolutionary AI professional within your workspace, so that you can start having conversation, encouraging people how they can be more effective, and also showing them some tools that is required to get their job done, regardless of how they choose to work. There is nothing like talking to your employees in the language which they're already speaking. And once employees really know that you know how all these things work, they respect you. In fact, they won't even try to play around with you at all. They won't mess up with you because they know truly well that no matter what you try to say, they know you can do it, or they know you have the idea of how these things work. So the date is in November, and I really want every one of us here to be interested in that training. And if you are, we expect you to join the WhatsApp group. The WhatsApp group is exclusive for that training alone. I think we're currently running on discounts. I don't know if the discount is over, but the team will talk to you about it. But it is very important that you let us show you how some of these things work from the practical point of view. And trust me, you're not going to be coding. It's not a coding session. But again, we'll show you what you need to know, and we expose you to some of the free tools that you can use. Hopefully, when you enjoy some of those tools, you can migrate to the premium one when you have budget for them. And I think that will be all from all I have to tell you today. I really, really appreciate you for joining today's session. The recorded segment will be available once we have it on our YouTube. Like always, we'll share it with you, so you can always reference or reference it at every point in time and make good use of it. My name remains Omodolapo. You can get me on LinkedIn. I'm also available on, I think, all social media platforms majorly. Just search for Omodolapo, and pretty much I will be available to talk to you. Please, I want you to know that AI is smart, but you are smarter. But it's only when you combine your professionality with the usage of the AI. And don't forget, AI is as good as the person using it. If our speaker today is using AI, is likely going to be smarter than somebody who haven't studied HR before. So it's more like that. And I encourage everyone on this call to embrace constant learning. Just keep learning, further your education, however you can, interact with people, and we shall be, to be remarkable to see where you find yourself in the next couple of months or weeks. Thank you so much for your time. Without question, I know you may have one. Hit us up on our social media handle, and we'll be willing to get you there. Thank you so much to our speakers and to my team. Thank you for putting this together. Thank you for ensuring that everything works well. Until next time, we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.